Veya mukodesha imidozi.
Once again, Protocol Observed. Welcome to this Mutobo Demonstration Center. We are now into the heart of the center because we have the key actors, key stakeholders here with us. There is a coffee break. Here we are going to have official welcome and opening remarks for this session, followed by a presentation on the DD armed groups here. So all our delegates will have time to interact either individually or in groups with the ex-members of armed groups who are undergoing the pre-discharge orientation program here. That will be followed by a brief session. Course. Twakiriye abashitsi bitwa Attachés militaire bahagarariye igihugu byabo mu Rwanda, turabakira nitubona umwanya muraza kuganira.
Protocol observed. Welcome once again. I think I'm going to take you through a presentation as I alluded to. We are contributing to regional peace through disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration for armed groups. And here, when we talk of armed groups, we refer to the lessons, challenges, and the way forward. Now, permit me to not to dwell much on the background. I will still allude to it. Considering our history, peace became elusive in Rwanda from the onset, and the colonial invasion, as you heard about it, of Rwanda, spearheaded by Belgians, destroyed our social-cultural cohesion. And so they created hate ideology among the Rwandans, but they also built structures and successive governments hate each other. Such malpractices played, and it is understandable, a crucial role in setting the stage or laying the groundwork for long-term deliberate planning and execution of the genocide against the Tutsi. So in a nutshell, the genocide against, but the same genocide started in 1959. So in July, immediately after the genocide against the Tutsi, in July, were defeated, of course, by the Rwanda Patriotic Front or Rwanda Patriotic Army. Rwanda Patriotic Front was a wing of the Rwanda Patriotic Army was a military wing of the Rwanda Patriotic. Crossed to DRC, where they continued, and even today they are continuing their genocidal. But after the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, we the people of Rwanda embarked on building sustainable peace for all. We fought to persuade the FDLR to disarm and join the disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration process through a program which is run by our commission. Next. Now, permit me to tell you about, or to talk about, how this commission was established. Today, we also implement a law relating to the protection of disabled former war combatants. And here I'm happy to report to you that this law protecting disabled former war combatants does not apply only to those who liberated the country, but also to armed groups that are coming from DRC. And this law provides for permanent, this law provides permanent social protection and livelihood support to the disabled ex-combatant without discrimination. Next. Now, what are our responsibilities, or the responsibilities of this very commission? We are mandated to receive and carry out social reinsertion and reintegration but we are also tasked to receive, demobilize, and carry out social reinsertion and reintegration of the ex-armed, to advocate for the initiatives meant for former military members with disability, as I alluded to it, regarding the law, protecting them, and follow up the implementation of such, to coordinate the actions of all government organs and stakeholders working with us on matters related to the demobilization and reinsertion and reintegration of former military for the achievement of our Commission's mandate. Now, this is very interesting. What are the guiding principles? The guiding principles, meaning all our interventions, in order for us to discharge our mandate, are guided by these 6 principles. One of them being that the program, meaning the DDR, targets all ex-combatants irrespective of previous military affiliation. That we demobilize and reintegrate ex-RDF, at least you have done it before. We demobilized and reintegrated ex-members of Rwanda Patriotic Army. We demobilized and members of Forces Armées Rwandaises, the defeated government or defeated army. And today, we are demobilizing and reintegrating ex-members of armed groups, specifically RR and its splinter factions. Principle number 2, the ex-combatants are free to choose their community of settlement and path to economic reintegration. And here, I once again salute and take this opportunity to thank His Excellency Paul Kagame, free to settle wherever they want on the Rwandan territory. Principle number 3, all assistance to ex-combatants is provided through the reintegration assistance seeks to foster community participation. What does it mean? If someone is demobilized and reintegrated into that we don't create neither jealousy or disunity or this aspect of maybe some people can say, oh, these people can have been those who are in communities, because our reintegration is community-based. Principle number 5, we rely on existing government structures to the extent ex-combatants are reintegrated. We work closely with other stakeholders, specifically local leaders, because they are charged programs that His Excellency Paul Kagame has brought to them. Those programs are implemented at local level. And another principle is that we don't deal with pensions, registration, screening, rehabilitation, de-radicalization, and etc. But we also process reintegration to advocate for these ex-combatants at local level, for them to be included in government programs that are being implemented down there. But we also have a component of program management, ensure compliance with public finance management and procurement laws, public procurement laws. Now, one can ask DDR for ex-combatants. What is the basis for that DDR? Because, as I said, we have been demobilizing and reintegrating members of RDF, Rwanda Defense Forces, but also Rwanda Patriotic Army and ex-FARC. The basis is the following. We are implementing a ministerial order determining criteria for demobilization of ex-armed groups. And that ministerial order states that we must demobilize and reintegrate organized armed groups that are engaged in military fighting against the Rwanda Defense Forces, either on the territory of Rwanda or that of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. You understand now where we came from. But we are also implementing the July 10th, 1999 Lusaka Agreement relating to cessation of armed conflict in the Republic of the Congo in its Article 2, paragraph 22, which states that countries of origin of members of the armed groups operating in the DRC jungles, those countries committed themselves to taking all necessary measures to facilitate their reintegration. That is what Rwanda is doing. Next. Now, in terms of repatriation, reception, and screening, what do? We undertake, or we are implementing, a cross-border sensitization policy through a weekly radio program. And here it's very interesting because we don't do disarmament. Though we implement DDR, disarmament takes place in DRC. Then ex-members of armed groups are received at border post by immigration and handed over to our staff who are deployed at border posts. Then those members transported them to this very center, Mutobo Demobilization Center. This is a fully-fledged demobilization center. Then takes place the registration and eligibility verification here, and we provide tailored services and supplies for women, children, and disabled, and all arrivals undergo medical checkups, receive secured full board accommodation, and they are provided with personal effects, food, water. They can also access to media and visitors as well. Next. This is phase 67. I'll come back to it. Next. Now, sometimes when we process registration, we have been receiving not only adult ex-combatants, but also we receive child ex-combatants. And today, I will show you over 20 child ex-combatants who are here. They came recently, and they are undergoing rehabilitation before they are demobilized and reintegrated into their respective communities. So, child ex-combatants, they are not placed together with adult people because we are observing the international standards related to demobilization and reintegration. Child ex-combatants are transferred to the Child Rehabilitation Center. And we also receive their dependents. As I alluded to it, the dependents are also rehabilitated and given reinsertion support before they are taken back to their respective community. And sometimes we also receive foreigners, specifically when there is massive repatriation. And those foreigners are handled in a special way. They are rehabilitated and then handed over through Minafet and Immigration Office. After registration, we do cooling off because these people, when they come, they are afraid. So they have been told to totalize in the jungles, so we proceed to a cooling off to show them that they are in safe hands so that they can undergo this rehabilitation program here very easily. This is a kind of reassurance we give them. Then we do what we call de-radicalization. De-radicalization means to help them get rid of that genocide ideology inculcated in them while in the bushes in DRC. And after they undergo a rehabilitation program which entails psychological, it can be psychosocial, medical, and civic education as well. Then we do empowerment. While they are here, they undergo training and vocational to undertake income-generating activities. But that comes after the mobilization, when they go back to their communities. Next, please. Next. Next. These are nurses taking care of them. Now, through the cooling off and the de-radicalization and the rehabilitation and empowerment, we take them through different topics, like the history of Rwanda, the genocide against the Tutsi, because as you see, many of them are young boys and girls. Many of them were born in DRC. They don't know what is the Rwandan history. They don't know how the genocide against the Tutsi took place, because those adult people, ex-combatants, who are still operating in the jungles, don't tell them the truth. So these are the topics that we cover. Next, please. And this was on 30th of October, where we were demobilizing and discharging over 200 people. Next, please. Next. Now, these are the children I was alluding to, and today we have many of them. The other day, when at the discharge ceremony, there were over 100 children. As I speak now, we have demobilized 12,652 adult ex-combatants and 652 child ex-combatants. And today, as I informed you about, we have 20 child ex-combatants with us. And I am reliably informed that today, by this evening, we shall receive over 25 ex-combatants as well. They are on the way to Mutobo Demobilization Center. And when they arrive with their dependents, as I said, we don't push them away, but they undergo also a mini pre-discharge orientation program, to the extent that by today, as of today, we have reintegrated over 13,000 dependent and civilian associated with armed groups. So they are in their respective communities. Next. Now, the reintegration pathways, challenges and interventions. Upon their arrival, many of them have these post-traumatic stress disorders. And the kind of intervention we undertake to counter that, we provide in-house and community-based psychosocial support. Another challenge, when they arrive, they have family-based property dispute. Like the other day, most of them were saying, our properties have been sold by our relatives. What shall we do? So in order to cover that, we provide community-based inside mediation. Another challenge they have, they cannot be competitive on the labor market because most of them are illiterate. They don't even know even how to write their name nor read it. And the intervention is to provide intensive skills training, but also provide toolkits, and we provide assistance for income-generating activities, and we do advocacy for them. Another challenge, gender-based economic challenges, specifically for women. Specifically for women, and it's very unfortunate. And the intervention is tailored vulnerability support to women and girls. And there is a disability as well, but there is a law we are implementing. I alluded to it. Next, please. Next. Skip those pictures. Now, the child ex-combatant. The FDLR and its affiliated factions abduct and use children for combat and non-combat operations. And child ex-combatants include those rescued from armed groups, whether in combat and non-combat activities. And so far, I alluded to the number we have received or rescued and reintegrated back into civilian life. And today, with, of course, with the collaboration with some partners or stakeholders, including the ICRC, and thank you for coming, we run a subcomponent to support in rehabilitation, family tracing, family reunification, social and economic reintegration support to ensure safe and sustainable recovery. Here we have even some children who are paying school fees for, Some of them are in secondary schools, and others have almost finished their school. Next, please. Female ex-combatant. Permit me to dwell much on this. All women and girls returning with ex-combatant are received and treated in compliance with UN Security Council resolution. And the female ex-combatants receive tailored support and services during the demobilization and reintegration process. But the female spouses and other civilian women returning with armed groups also receive that tailored support and services for dependents. And here, because some of them come or arrive with women, Congolese women, so non-Rwandan spouses to ex-combatants are treated under the Rwandan law on citizenship and nationality, because we cannot separate them. Now, permit me to talk about this. Women in peace building. This is very interesting. Women, as you know, are worstly affected victims of the FDLR and splinter faction operating in DRC. Women, and here this is very interesting, women as ex-combatants or spouses, parents, siblings have played an impressive role in persuading some combatants. So some women decided to form an association and went back to the bushes to persuade their husband to lay down the arms and come help us rebuild our country. This is incredible. And the same women are playing an important role in family and community-based mediations in matters related to property disputes during the reintegration process. So it means that Rwanda's experience in DDR and peace building confirms that women are a force to reckon with in non-military approaches to peace and security. And full engagement of women in peace through non-military approaches is more than necessary to cut the cycle of violent conflict in Eastern DRC. If we don't involve women, I don't think we can be successful. And for peace to be envisaged in the Great Lakes region, women must be actively and effectively engaged at all levels of the process, accompanied, of course, by social and economic empowerment. Next. Now, the disabled ex-combatants, quickly, the key benefits: they are provided with full medical rehabilitation, screening, surgery, and here again, I sincerely thank my president, our president, His Excellency Paul Kagame, because they are even transferred abroad. Despite the scarcity of finances, they are transported abroad, they are transferred abroad for medical treatment. They are provided with customized prosthetic and orthotic appliances, and they are given barrier-free shelter for category 1 and 2, and they receive a permanent monthly stipend, and they are also provided with barrier-free transport for wheelchair users, and they are empowered through vocational training, and they can benefit from legal aid. Next. These are M&E tools. We have a monitoring and information system database. There are external independent evaluation taking place, tracer surveys, community dynamics study for us to see whether they have been accepted in their respective communities. But also through payment verification survey, we are able to see how effective and efficient is our DDR. Now, this is also very interesting. DDR knowledge exchange. Our commission shares knowledge exchange capacity building with other countries on demand through bilateral and South-South cooperation. Today, we have received so many countries, and they continue to come in for benchmarking visits, but permit me just to mention this: Ethiopia, Sudan, Central African Republic, South Sudan, Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi, Burkina Faso, Colombia, Nepal, Somalia, Yemen, Nigeria, and Zambia. This was last week. This exchange program is demand-driven, as I said, and it has inspired us to organize and host an international conference. We are intending to organize an international conference, not because we want them to come and learn from us, but simply because we want to learn from them as well. So we want to learn from each other. Lessons, I'm about to conclude. The gains of the program we are implementing are attributed to the government commitment to peace in the Great Lakes region and excellent collaboration with various local and international partners. There is national ownership for activities. All our activities are nowadays funded by government. This is a government-owned program. But there is a strong and all-inclusive guiding principles, as I mentioned it to you, and there is participatory, people-oriented planning for sustainable peace. But the program we are implementing was designed, developed, and implemented to ensure equitable support to all ex-combatants without any discrimination. Community-based reintegration, I mentioned it, and the benefits designed to promote equity and prevent distortion. And this is the whole essence of community-based reintegration. But we have a strong institutional framework and partner relation. The institutional framework I'm talking about is our commission. It is very strong. Now the challenges. The FDLR and its genocide ideology remains a threat to peace and security in Rwanda and the entire region. Led by perpetrators of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, the FDLR continue to enjoy a safe haven in eastern DRC, where they commit atrocities against civilians. They kill women, they kill children in preparation to invade Rwanda and continue their genocide mission. And they have from time to time conducted cross-border incursion into Rwandan territory. You remember when the Commonwealth Conference was taking place, they invaded Rwanda through Kinigi and killed people. And today, and according to testimonies we get from these people, they kill even their own members who decide to abandon their terrorist and genocidal motives and activities. And this is a clear threat to security, peace and development in Rwanda and the Great Lakes region in general. Please, way forward, next. Now, I would not go back to sit without acknowledging someone who is special to us. As you know, and considering what I just stated, it takes extraordinary courage and statesmanship to pursue unity in the face of such a painful past. His Excellency Paul Kagame has shown the rare strength to lead a nation not through vengeance, but through reconciliation, choosing to build rather to divide, choosing to forgive rather than to condemn. And this process, meaning the DDR we are implementing, is a testament to his visionary leadership, and his unwavering commitment to national unity and reconciliation continues to guide our efforts. And under his guidance, the RDRC, of course, this is our commission, we have been entrusted with the noble task of receiving and supporting all Rwandans returning home, including those who once stood against their own country, and even those who took part in the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi or later demobilized Rwanda from the jungle of DRC. They are even continuing to do so. In conclusion, the government of Rwanda maintains total commitment toward consolidation of peace in the Great Lakes region through non-military measures, specifically DDR. DDR have proven to be the most efficient non-military measure, and the government of Rwanda welcomes regional and international partnership for that purpose. Today, our commission maintains adequate capacity and preparedness to receive, demobilize, and reintegrate the FDLR members whenever they repatriate. That's why you have embarked on a robust and aggressive cross-border sensitization in collaboration with our stakeholders. Peace building starts with giving, and peace can only be sustainable when it works for all of us. Today, as I alluded to it, we are planning to hold an international conference on DDR for knowledge exchange on peace building in Great Lakes region and beyond. Distinguished Defense Attaché, we hope that your visit today have given you an opportunity to be acquainted with the very values of Rwanda of today, which are unity, reconciliation, and resilience. But you know also for a fact that all children of Rwanda, including those who have been destabilizing the country, but who have had the audacity to repatriate and undergo DDR, all children of Rwanda have been given a chance to fully participate in rebuilding our nation. I hope that is the main achievement or the main outcome of this visit today. Otherwise, mine is to sincerely thank you so much for your time and thank you for listening to me. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Of course, distinguished guests, may we please now welcome the head of delegation, the defense attaché, Embassy of the United States of America to Rwanda. Please.
Good morning, Sir, Chairperson, Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Rwanda Military Attaché Association, I want to thank you for your welcoming hospitality in visiting the Rwanda Demobilization and Reintegration Commission. Thank you also for the tea and for the very detailed brief. I know we learned a lot. It was incredibly insightful and very eye-opening. So thank you for giving us that opportunity to be part of that. We greatly appreciate everything and look forward to what you achieve in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Distinguished guests, now we'll continue with our presentation. We have a brief video documentary testimonies from both integrated and ex-combatants, and these ones going the pre-discharge orientation program. Allow me to say that today we have over 300 ex-members of armed groups who recently repatriated from the DRC and mostly coming from the FDLR, coming together with their families. On top of that, the chairperson in her presentation indicated that we provide vocational training, intensive vocational training, hands-on, and followed by provision of toolkits so that the beneficiaries can immediately find their way into the labor market. So behind here, as you saw as you entered, we have a vocational training center which is on the same compound here. It trains ex-members of armed groups as well as members from the neighboring community here. So they are also undergoing the vocational training here. Now we'll have some testimonies from this video documentary, which is very recent. So those are some of the testimonies, and if you have time, we'll also get live testimonies from some of the ex-members of armed groups who are right here. Thank you. Yeah, one of our commissioners, the Honorable Commissioner Gatabazi Jean-Marie Vianney, will help us through this video testimony. Mr. Commissioner, sir.
I think, SG, this part is the testimonies recorded from the ground, and there are subtitles. You can start and increasing the volume, and we'll be following and reading the subtitles here. And we are going to have others who are coming for testimonies lively here. So they are around here. So I think it is not this phase. You can start from the first.
ibyo ubonye atari byo na cumi niho navuyemo ubwo muri iyo na cumi niho naboneye amafaranga atangira kumfasha aho nakoze umushinga amafaranga nari mpawe haza gutangira ngategura uko mpinga ugeze ku murenge nahawe ibirayi nahawe ibyo nashani mu mirima iyo mirima niyo nahinze imirima birazamuka birakuba neza ugasanga ariko nkiri na hano mu ngano natishimiye hano kuko niwumvuka no guhinga ibirayi navuye hano muri ingano ndi gupakira ibirayi ibyo byamfashe kuzamuka ndahita gutekereza uko ngomba kubaho umuryango wanjye uzabaho ibyo birakomeza nyuma niho naje gufatwa mu bari njya muri Sudani njye mu butumwa bw'amahoro kubera ko iyo uvuye mu ngano ntabwo uba ugiye hanze gutyo ugenda uri reserve force itavangura ijyana muri RDF tugahura nabo twese tukaba uvuga ngo twese tuba turabye cyane ko twese tuba twabaza ibyo rero byampaye imbaraga ugeze mu butumwa muri Sudani aya mafaranga yose ndayazana natangiye kugira imirima
Sorry, this video clip is all about some members of they are ex-combatants from armed groups who have been destabilizing Rwanda from the DRC jungles. And this one, I think he has the rank of Colonel, if I'm not mistaken. So he's showing how the government of Rwanda has empowered him, despite the very fact that he was among those who have been planning attacks on Rwanda for them to come back and continue their genocidal motives. But when he decided to lay down the arms, he came to Rwanda. He was received in this very center, underwent a rehabilitation program, and was taken back to his respective community. It is in Gakenke district. And now he's a billionaire. He's a billionaire because not only he has some security companies, but also he's doing agriculture at a large scale, to the extent that he's even exporting some of the products. So this is another one who was a member of ex-forces and Rwandese, meaning the defeated army. He also said that he's thanking the government for he was reintegrated very well, despite the fact that he has been committing atrocities with his colleagues in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. By the way, the first person who has now become billionaire, he was given a chance by His Excellency Paul Kagame, was integrated in our army, and has been he went for a peacekeeping mission outside the country, and that is an opportunity which is given to others. At least if I consider some countries I went to, they are thanking and calling upon their colleagues who are still trying to destabilize Rwanda from the jungles of DRC to lay down the arms and embrace the DDR approach, demobilization, disarmament, and reintegration approach, come back to Rwanda and contribute to rebuild our beautiful nation. He's from Rulindo district, and he has a security company as well, this man. So the video clip is not long, it was for 5 minutes, and it is specifically showing us how people are being demobilized and reintegrated smoothly in their respective communities and participating or charting new livelihood. This is a kind of a sensitization tool for those who are still in the jungles to lay down the arms and come to Rwanda, help us rebuild our nation. This is the whole essence of this video clip. Thank you. Yes. Okay, and as I alluded to it when I was taking you through the presentation, we also have children who came here very small, but we took good care of them. We are paying school fees for them, and some of them have already graduated, others are still in secondary school. This is a clear testimony that the government of Rwanda is like a parent, because we provide everything a parent can provide, can give his children. They lack actually nothing. They are given everything each and every student has the right to get. So that is the whole essence of this video clip. As I am still holding the microphone, permit me to show you the little children here. I think I have been discussing with some of you over tea break that the other day, specifically 3 weeks ago, we took for reintegration, or we took in communities over 103 small kids like this one. Distinguished defense attaché, it's very sad if you see them when they are coming in. All of them are suffering of marasmus and kwashiorkor. Over 90 of them are in red line, and only 10% are in yellow. So, and the government did everything possible. They gave us money to feed them nicely, and now they were taken back to their respective communities, all in green. And that is what we are doing with this. And for us to align with the national or the government policy, we have established an ECD, early childhood development, for these little girls, for the time they will be spending here, to benefit from not only that feeding, but also some lessons that are preparing them to go back to their communities, very knowledgeable, very well fit to go and go to school like us. This is what I wanted to say. Thank you so much.
Murakoze cyane. We think now we can listen to a few live testimonies, physical testimonies from some of the ex-combatants who are here. Abatanga buhamya bakwigira imbere, noneho tukaganira n'abashitsi imbere yuko abashitsi nabo bagira ibyo batubaza. Murakoze.
Merci. Je m'appelle Nyonzima Jean-Damascène. J'étais cadre civil dans la commission commissariat de renseignement, c'est-à-dire Comidos, chargé de renseignement et sécurité. J'étais aussi un pasteur de l'église Pentecôte au Congo. Alors, je vais parler concernant l'idéologie qu'on utilise parmi les FDR, comme quoi c'est le pilier, le troisième pilier, c'est-à-dire il y a trois piliers, le pilier politique, militaire et la prière. Et l'idéologie de la spiritualité est une idéologie qui mobilise la plupart des gens qui se trouvent dans la forêt. C'est-à-dire que on a vu que combattre sans idéologie religieuse, ça ne peut pas tenir parce que quand on va sur le terrain, il y a beaucoup de pertes et pour cela, pour que les gens redonnent la morale, on utilise l'idéologie religieuse. C'est-à-dire, on organise une messe.
harimo abatumva igifaransa n'ikinyarwanda banyemereye ko. So I will be translating in English. Maybe we can restart. Twatangira. Reka dutangire ku ntangiriro.
Je m'appelle Niyonzima Jean Damascene.
My name is Niyonzima Jean Damascene.
J'étais chargé du renseignement dans le commissariat de documents et documentation et sécurité.
I was in charge of intelligence in the Commission for Security and Documentation.
J'étais aussi pasteur du CEPAC, c'est-à-dire Communauté des Églises Pentecôtistes au Congo.
I was also a pastor in the community of Pentecostal Church in Congo.
Je vais parler sur le troisième pilier.
I'm going to talk about the third pillar.
Les FDLR ont trois piliers, le pilier politique, militaire et prière.
FDLR has three pillars: a political pillar, military pillar, and prayers. Religion as a third pillar.
Pour mobiliser la population et les militaires,
in order to mobilize the population and the soldiers, the military,
on utilise la prière.
FDR uses religion, prayers.
Ils organisent une messe et la préparation vient du haut commandement militaire et politique.
They organize prayers organized by the high command, high military and political command.
Et on envoie le document dans Romonori pour que Romonori cherche les gens qui vont prêcher et qui vont prophétiser.
The document, the organization document is sent to the aumônier. Aumônier is in charge of religion, the military organization, and those are the persons that go to look for the people who will preach.
Celui qui va prêcher, il va prêcher selon la ligne donnée par ses autorités.
The preachers respect the line given by the hierarchy, the authorities.
La prophétie aussi va dans ce même sens et celui qui va prophétiser, chaque fois, quand il tombe, on lui met la couverture et il prophétise en se référant sur ce qu'on lui a dit pour que les gens sachent que c'est Dieu qui parle. Alors, concernant la croyance, tout le monde croit que c'est Dieu qui parle et il faut ce que la prophétie a dit.
They also organize prophecies, but that narrate what has been dictated by the chiefs, so that the people believe that it's given from God, but it's dictated by the leadership.
Malgré que toutes ces prophéties, la plupart n'ont pas abouti, mais on dit que celui qui, pour la raison pour laquelle ça n'a pas tenu, c'est qu'il y a des gens qui ont contredit ou qui ont fait qui ont tué les conditions.
Of course, those prophecies don't materialize, but they say that the reason they didn't materialize is because some of the people didn't respect the orders.
Jusqu'à maintenant, nous continuons à croire à la prophétie, et la prophétie actuelle, c'est que Dieu, ce qu'ils ont dit, Dieu a dit que lorsque on va nous repousser jusqu'à Walikare, c'est le moment de revenir et de gagner le pays, parce que la promesse dit que notre pays, c'est le Rwanda, et Dieu a donné le Rwanda aux FDLR.
The prophecy, the last prophecy was that when they will be pushed till Warikare, that will be a sign that they are going to come back and take over Rwanda.
Jusqu'à maintenant, les gens continuent à croire à cette prophétie, et c'est pourquoi vous voyez qu'il y a peu de gens qui viennent. C'est que cette mobilisation continue à retenir beaucoup de gens dans la forêt.
And the reason why there is now the returnees are not big in numbers is because there are so many people that still believe in that prophecy.
Mais la réalité, et c'est ce qui nous a poussé à rentrer, c'est que plus de 80% de ces prophéties n'ont pas de fruits.
But those who are here came back because they realized that more than 80% of what the prophecy they were told were not materializing simply.
Je vous remercie.
Thank you.
Murakoze, nitwa Nizane Anne-Marie.
My name is Nizane Anne-Marie.
Umusirikari ni Premier Sergeant. Navuye mu gisirikari muri FDLR, ariko ubu nkaba ndi hano iwacu mu Rwanda.
I was sergeant in FDLR and I'm back here in Rwanda.
Nabaye mu buyobozi bwa FDLR kwa Omega, General Omega, ewe Ntanguka Pacific.
I was in FDLR under the command of General Omega, also known as Ntanguka Pacific.
Nabayeho rero mu buryo bw'amasengesho, ari byo bita ivugabutumwa.
I was preaching. I was a preacher in FDLR.
Kuri ibyo vugabutumwa rero ndagira ngo mvugeho ibintu bibiri by'uko abayobozi ba FDLR ari byo bakoreshaga cyane, nibyo bashyiraga imbere.
I want to mention two things that were mostly used by FDLR.
Ku byerekeranye n'ivugabutumwa, bateguraga ibintu bakabihereza abaturage n'abasirikari, babumvisha yuko igihugu ari icyabo, abatutsi batagomba kukibamo, ari icy'abahutu.
They were mobilizing population and soldiers, saying that the Rwanda is theirs and the Tutsis have no place in Rwanda.
Kugira ngo byumvikane neza, bakabishyira no mu nzego z'amasengesho, bakabihereza abanyamasengesho ngo babibwire abasirikari n'abaturage.
And that message was also given to the preachers to give it in the functions.
Ubwo twamara kubifata gutyo, nanjye nari ndi muri abo ngabo babitanga.
I was also among those who preached those messages.
Ubwo tukababwira yuko Imana ari ivuze ko igihugu ari icyabo, kandi nta uzakibakoma imbere ko abatutsi bagomba kukivamo, ari icy'abahutu.
And we told them that Rwanda is for the Hutu, is theirs, and the Tutsis have no place The Rwanda belongs to them.
bakabyicaramo nk'isezerano
They took it as a promise, as a God's promise.
Imana yabahaye. Noneho ubwo ibyo ngibyo byamara kuvaho hakaba igihe bakeneye nk'imyenda ya gisirikare, amafaranga.
Sometimes they needed money and military uniform.
Bakavuga yuko abanyamasengesho aribo bagomba kubabwira aho bigomba kuba.
And they say that the preachers are the ones that will tell them where money and uniforms would come from.
Byavagaho rero tukababwira yuko Imana ibitubwiye yuko bagomba kujya muri kariyeri gucukura amabuye y'agaciro.
And we told them that the God's message is that they should go to the mining sites.
Agatwika amakara bakavuga yuko nabyo bibafasha mu buzima busanzwe.
And also make charcoal from the trees, from the forests.
Gusengera ibikoresho hari ibyo by'imyambaro n'imbunda tukabisengera tukavuga ati Imana irabibahaye birava hehe muri Kongo niyo yabafashaga.
And we told them that God had given them all that support and it would come from DRC.
Byamara kuza bagavuga ati abanyamasengesho musengera inzira aho biranyura. Twamara kubisengera ubwo tukabwira ati biranyura aha bagafata ko abanyakongo bara ba FARDC bakivanga na ba FDLR bakajya guhura nabyo byanyura Kanyabayonga byanyura ahandi hantu muri site bakabifata inzira bakajya kubizana.
And they told the preachers to pray for the route by which those support would pass, and it came from the FARDC, which is the DRC's national army, and they asked the preachers to pray for the route, and the people went to meet the FARDC. I realized that there is no way out, and I personally decided to come back to Rwanda.
Murakoze.
Thank you.
Amazina ni Kongo umutwe wa FDLR FOCA.
I came here from Eastern DRC, from FDLR FOCA group.
Nageze hano mu Rwanda tariki 13 z'ukwezi kwa 10 maze ukwezi kumwe n'ibyumweru 2 hano mu Rwanda.
I arrived here on 13 October 2025.
Nakoreye imyitozo ya gisirikare i Masisi muri Kongo, ndangije banzana hano mu parike y'Ibirunga, nimo nakoreye operation zanjye zose.
I did my military training in Masisi region in DRC, and afterward I was deployed in a Virunga area near the border with Rwanda.
Ubwo byaratugoye cyane, twabaye ahangaha higoma tubana na FARDC, ariko ntibyaza ko tworohera izi ntambara zabaye za M23 na FARDC. Baraturashe batwigiza inyuma twerekera za Rucuru.
It was tough. We were operating with FARDC in Goma, but we were beaten by during the takeover by M23, and we were pushed up to Ruchuru area.
Twabayeho mu buzima bubi, bo imfashanyo yo FARDC yaduhaga abayobozi bakashyira mu bintu byabo bwite, tukomeza kubaho mu buzima bubi, bigeze aho ngira igitekerezo cyo gutaha.
It was tough because all the support we receiving from FARDC was taken by our commander, and when life became too tough, I decided to come back home.
Ntabwo byanyoroheye na gato, kuko jewe narigishijwe ko umuntu yagerageje gutaha mu Rwanda bamwica cyangwa se bakamufunga akaburirwa irengero.
Myself, I was taught that whoever tries to come back to Rwanda is killed or disappeared.
Nashakishije amakuru ashoboka ku basore twabanaga bari baratashye, ngize umugisha mbafatisha ku telefone.
I tried to look for information from my colleagues who had returned before, and by chance I got them through telephone.
Ubwo bambwira neza ko ari bazima, ko batuye nta kibazo, bambwira n'uburyo u Rwanda barurimo bafite aho bageze mu buryo bwo kwiteza imbere.
They told me that they are in Rwanda, no problem at all, and they informed me about how they are working to develop, to improve their lives.
Ubwo nakoresheje ijoro ndi kuza ndi kumwe n'abagenzi banjye babiri, tuzi ijoro tuba dubonye uburyo bwo kwinjira muri MONUSCO iratuzana itugeza aha ngaha mu Rwanda.
I traveled by night with 2 colleagues, and we entered MONUSCO, and MONUSCO took charge of us and brought us back to Rwanda.
Twageze hano mu Rwanda twakirwa neza cyane nk'umwana utashye iwabo. Ubwo ibisabwa byose twarabibonye, na n'isaha tunaracyabibona. Ubu nkaba niteguye igihe nzavira hano ko nzafatanya n'abandi kubaka u Rwanda, kandi ko nzakumira icyo ari cyose cyahungabanya umutekano w'iki gihugu.
We were very well received, and we are still receiving very good support, and I am ready when I go from here to work to build my nation and protect my country.
Thank you. My name is Private Mgiraneza Eric. I was one of child ex-combatant. Since 2013 up to 2016, as we have told, in Congo, we live in a struggle life. After struggling by that life with my crops, we decided to come in Rwanda through MONUSCO. We took our time and then we discussed how to come in Rwanda. But my colleagues, they told me that we can reach in Rwanda through MONUSCO. So we decided to take our trip to MONUSCO. They welcomed us. After welcoming us, they also brought us in Rwanda. After reaching in Rwanda, this government, they tried to give us different opportunities. They told us with my colleagues, we have different opportunities, so it's your chance to prefer according how you are planning your life. They told us to prefer to be back to school. With my colleagues, we decided to be back at the school. They facilitated us everything needed when we are at school. So I decided to go to school. I started in P3, but by now I'm in P5, senior 5, sorry, senior 5. They took care of us. Whatever I need when I'm at school, they provide everything for me. In summary, that is how I live. And by now I'm taking thanks RDRC, in actual especially Rwandan government. Thank you.
She's very shy. She's telling me that her father was an ex-combatant who have been fighting from the jungles. Her father was here. Actually, he was discharged on 30th of October, 3 weeks ago. Then she has been given an opportunity to come and stay here because she lost her mother in the jungles. She has been taken care. She was being taken care by another family, but she was not feeling well. Then she decided to join her father here. Then her father left. He went for integration purposes, and that's why she's here, because she's following some lessons here. That is what she wanted to say. But I took the microphone to explain better what our boy said. Sorry to use that term. When he arrived here, he was actually separated from his parents. He was separated from his parents. Then he was like a child soldier. He underwent rehabilitation. But as he doesn't have any relative here in Rwanda, we decided to keep him here. And he went to school, we put him to school. He did primary school. Luckily enough, he passed the national exam. And he was given an opportunity to go and pursue his studies at Janja. So it means that the commission, the government of Rwanda, is his parents. Everything any other student needs is given to him. And even when it is time for holidays, he comes here at this very center. And we are expecting that when he will be aged, when he become a big person, we are going to provide reintegration support, and then he will go to settle wherever they want here in Rwanda, be it here in this district or in Kigali or elsewhere, but on the Rwandan territory. That is what I wanted to explain. We also have some others who are in primary school. Unfortunately, they are not here today because they are now in the examination period. So this is the case I have been alluding to, and I wanted to explain better what he is saying. Thank you. I think you can, it's time for questions and answers. You are free you are free to interact with the ex-combatants. As you can see, most of them are young boys and young girls, but you are free to talk to whoever and to ask any question. We are here to respond or to answer the question, but if there is any clarification that might come from one or these ex-combatants, they are free also to interact with you. Thank you so much.
It's just free, anybody who wants to say something, make a question or what. Of course, but abandi befuza kuganira n'abashitsi. I'm asking if the other people want to say a word or two in terms of testimonies. But like the chairperson said, if there's any question here, any comment, any remarks, please, it's now your time.
Today we have 362 ex-combatants here, and as I mentioned it, 25 others are on the way to this center. They will arrive this evening. But I am also happy to report to you that this line, these are dependents. These are dependents and these are ex-combatants, and some others are in classroom as well. So dependents comprise women, children, and some relatives as well. But another thing, regarding the first person who testified, the one who used to be a pastor, is that, as he said, he was a political cadre. Meaning what? He was not a soldier, but he was a civilian associated with armed groups. And in practice, those civilians or political cadres are even the most dangerous. They are they are more dangerous than even those soldiers. Why? Because they are the ones moving all over the world to look for or to do resource mobilization. And whoever talks about a resource is alluding to either financial or human. And they are the ones not only to fundraise, but also to proceed to or to process recruitment. So they are the most dangerous among even those soldiers. They buy arms and ammunition, and they bring those arms and ammunition to soldiers who aim to kill people, women, children, and whoever is opposing their actions or activities. So that's why he was dangerous, but contrary to what he has been told while still operating in the bushes, he was well welcomed. He underwent demobilization. He was taken back to his community, and now he's enjoying the reintegration process. And all the support for him to chart a new livelihood. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to ask a question. I am Brigadier General Mahach from Zimbabwe. First, let me thank you very much, Chairperson, for welcoming us, for the detailed presentation, and also let me thank you for the noble work you are doing to contribute to peace in the Republic of Rwanda. I've got 3 small questions, I think so. The first one is the package you give to those who are going to be resettled. Is it specific? Is it common to all? Is it one fit all? Or it is specific? And how do you determine that? Secondly, how long is your reintegration process here? Have you made cases of relapse, those who go back again to become rebels? Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. If we could have maybe another question? Or if you want to go for that one in the meantime? Yeah.
Thank you so much for these wonderful questions. Something related to the package to those who are reintegrated. As I mentioned it in my presentation, of course, we have 2 sorts of packages. There is one package that is given to all of them upon arrival. And women, children, elderly, disabled, in addition to that package which is given to each and every one of them, they are given a specific package, of course, depending on their needs. In terms of that package, there is an amount of money which is given to them, but that money is given to them immediately after demobilization. Otherwise, upon their arrival, they are given a package comprising basic needs kits, clothing, food. For those who are sick, they are given specific food. For those who are on diet, they are provided with specific food. And women, of course, receive their specific package as well, together with the children and those other categories I mentioned. But the second type of package is given to them immediately after demobilization. After demobilization, they are given an amount of money. It's not that big, but it's determined depending on the situation. But it is similar. It is similar to all of them when they go to their respective communities for reintegration. After they finish their rehabilitation program, after they are demobilized, they are given a package in terms of money for them to go and chart a livelihood. They are also given what we call basic need kits, and that is also an amount of money which is given to them the very day they are demobilized, before they are taken back to their respective community. It is called, and the big amount of money is called reintegration support. And for that purpose, they have to develop a kind of a small project proposal related to income generating activity. Then the commission distribute or provide that money for them to go and get or implement that project they presented to us. Now, how long is the reintegration? Maybe it's not the reintegration, maybe the rehabilitation, demobilization, while they are here. It's a very good question. Sometimes we have been receiving people who came voluntarily, like many of them now. They are coming voluntarily. They just decided to lay down the arms and come back to Rwanda to rebuild the country. When they come voluntarily, it doesn't take us too much effort to de-radicalize them, because when they decide to come here, it's upon verification of so many lies they have been told while still operating in the bushes. So it's not, of course we do everything possible, and we don't do it alone. We partner with different stakeholders: the army, the police, government agencies, the private sector agencies, and even civil society organizations, and even individual persons or resource persons. They come for them to cover the topics I mentioned during my presentation. So normally for those people who come voluntarily, they don't spend here not more than 3 to 4 months. 3 to 4 months. But for those who came forcibly or forcefully, like when we have massive repatriation, in 2019 or 2019, if I'm not mistaken, we had a massive repatriation. The government of Congo had proceeded to military operations. And then he pushed a big number of ex-combatants to Rwanda. So for those who didn't want to come voluntarily, of course it takes us long, and much efforts are needed for us to de-radicalize them. Because before they are taken for reintegration in their respective community, we do a kind of assessment. And we do it jointly with those partners who come to help us cover the topics I mentioned about. So for those who don't come voluntarily, they can easily spend here about 7 to 8 months or even more, depending on how the assessment, on what the assessment has shown us. So this is what I must say. The case of relapse, is it relapse or relapse? Yes, relapse. Thank you so much. This is a very interesting question. I am here since 2020, and together with my colleagues here, we have demobilized so many people. But as of today, I only heard about one case. One person who, for us we said recycling, who went back to DRC. So we don't have such cases. And in the event someone goes back, pretending to come back to receive the reintegration package, the same package cannot be given and recorded. It's very easy for us to find them and don't give them reintegration package. But because as our colleague, the other boy was saying, the life in DRC is tough to the extent that once received here, they don't want to go back. This is simply the question, the answer I must provide relating to or related to this question you have.
Thank you again for all the information and do you have a way of tracking long-term success? So once the individuals have gone out to their respective communities, I thought I saw you said they provide service, you know, after a year or so, are they still successful in their jobs and with their community, or, you know, do some kind of fall behind and need additional assistance? And then the last question is, with DRC recently releasing a public statement, releasing a public statement about 3 weeks ago encouraging FDLR ex-combatants to return to Rwanda, have any of the recent ex-combatants been part of a direct result as of that release? Thank you.
Thank you very much for those very important questions. Our way of tracking maybe the success of ex-combatants reintegrated into their respective communities. This is very interesting. Looking at the organogram of the commission, we have someone who is in charge of all reintegrated ex-combatants by province, in each and every province. Meaning that in the northern province, we have what we call provincial reintegration officer. The same applies in Kigali City, Eastern Province, Southern Province, Western Province, we have those people. But we also work closely with local leaders, to the extent that we are able to track that success. And as I mentioned in my presentation, we go to advocate for them. I am happy to report to you that as we are now 5 commissioners, each and every commissioner have been assigned a province. For example, the vice chairperson, Major General retired Jacques Nziza, has been assigned the Western Province, just a few, some district. I am also helping him as well for the southern part of the Western Province. Honorable Jacqueline Muhongayire is in charge of the Northern Province. Madame Phil Nyarugero is in charge of Southern Province. Honorable GM Vega Tabazi has been assigned the Eastern Province. And I happen to be the overall coordinator, but I work closely with our team. We work closely. He cannot say that now that he's in charge of the Western Province, He cannot say that he doesn't know what is happening to ex-combatants who have been reintegrated in the Eastern Province. So we work as a team. And we work closely with local leaders. We go to advocate those ex-combatants for them to be integrated in the government mainstream program. So we know for a fact who is succeeding and who is not succeeding and why. And we advocate for them. And we work closely with other instances or government agencies as well, who help us monitor and help those people enjoy their reintegration process. That is what I can say. Second question, what was it? Okay, the press release, the statement. Okay, I must say that though we are receiving people every day, no one of them ever told us the fact that they decided to come to Rwanda after that statement. No. I am very happy to report to you, distinguished defense attachés, that all those young boys and young girls who came through or who passed through the commission and who are enjoying their reintegration processes, most of them are helping us to call upon their colleague and give them the right information, the correct information. Because as I told you, once they are still struggling in the bushes, they are told lies. The high command is telling them, if you go to Rwanda, you'll be killed, or you will disappear, or you'll be put in jail. But once their colleagues who are enjoying their integration process in their respective communities call upon them, now they are certain that whatever they are being told by the high command are lies. That's why many of them are deciding to lay down the arms and get repatriated to Rwanda. Otherwise, unless my colleagues know maybe something about that statement, the very many I have listened to, including those who are on the way, because you happen to have another center in the southern west part of the region, we talk to them very often. All of them said, you people, you have undertaken or you have embraced, meaning us, you have embraced a robust and aggressive sensitization campaign to the extent that most of us are willing to come, but our high command are either killing us whenever they got hold of the information, they kill them. So we are trying to work closely with the other government agencies to call upon them using different tools of cross-border sensitization. That is what we do. But the Vice Chairperson to...
Thank you, Chairperson. Yeah, you know, there could be, as she asked, the DRC release was a public release. What we have been receiving since January, particularly since January this year, has been members of ex-combatants who are coming from North and South Kivu, who are coming from the territory that is controlled by other forces other than DRC government forces. It's very important to note that before January this year, last year and before, we used to receive every after 3 months about 30 ex-combatants here at Mutobo with some of their dependents. About 30 people would stay here. We discharge them after 3 months. And since January this year, we have been receiving over 200. Not that they are being sent by DRC government as the release stated. None as the chairperson stated, none of the people we have received has been sent by the DRC government or having been in areas other than area occupied by the other forces. These people who are coming have been, like the one who came a month ago, as he explained to you, came from Goma, others are coming from Bukavu, others are coming from areas of Rubero, areas that are controlled by M23. So that's what I wanted just to add to what our honorable chairperson has indicated. That release has not sent to Rwanda not even a single one since it was published. Thank you very much.
There's one ex-combatant here who has requested for a testimony. Just the final one, and then we can conclude. I think he was a colonel from the FDLR, and he was one of the very active members. Yakwigira imbere wa mukoloneli ushaka gutanga ubuhamya kugira ngo tumuhe umwanya yihuse. Wahoze muri zamini. Yes. Uvuga igifaransa? Okay. It speaks French. You can help me.
Merci de m'accorder la parole.
Thank you for giving me the floor.
Je m'appelle lieutenant-colonel Makaniye Emilie.
My name is Lieutenant Colonel Makaniye Emilie.
Membre du mouvement FDLR.
I was a member of FDLR.
Je voudrais vous exprimer comment les FDLR s'organisaient pour se procurer des moyens pour l'achat des armes.
I would like to explain to you how FDLR organized got means to buy weapons.
J'ai terminé dans la phase qui vient de passer la 75e phase.
I was part of 75th phase.
J'étais dans la phase qui vient de terminer la 65e phase.
75th phase here in the center.
Pour cela, je voudrais vous exprimer comment les FDLR se procuraient en armes. Les FDLR s'étaient organisés de façon qui servent avec les Congolais pour la vente des minerais.
The FDLR were organized in a way that facilitated the sale of minerals in coordination with the Congolese.
Depuis le nord Kivu au sud de Kivu, ils avaient des militaires qui s'étaient chargés de la logistique non conventionnelle.
In both North and South Kivus, they had soldiers, military personnel that were in charge of informal trade of minerals.
Ce service était chargé de vendre des matières premières, des minerais. Il s'était organisé de façon qu'ils amènent des marchandises dans les carrières. Ils vendaient ces marchandises dans les carrières et ils se procuraient des minerais pour venir les vendre à Goma, à Bukavu et autres.
They used to bring various items to sell in the minerals in exchange for mineral in mining sites, in exchange for minerals that they bring to Goma and other places.
Il y a une fois que j'ai servi, depuis 2008 à 2010, j'étais organisé dans la recherche des minerais.
From 2008 to 2010, I was in charge of looking for minerals.
J'étais chargé de la recherche des minerais en collaboration avec le Congolais.
I was doing it in collaboration with the Congolese.
On travaillait avec les services chargés des minerais.
I was working in coordination with the service in charge of minerals.
On creusait des minerais et après, on achemine les échantillons et les autres étaient des creuseurs dans les mines d'Orubaya, dans les mines d'Obissi, dans les mines d'ici de Kivu. Et depuis l'Est du Congo, on avait organisé des moyens pour collaborer avec ces Congolais en tant que militaires ainsi que civils pour vendre ces minerais, pour se procurer des frais pour l'achat des armes.
We got minerals from the mining sites of Rubaya and
Rubaya, Sud Kivu,
South Kivu,
ici à Walikare.
And
on y envoyait des militaires pour faire la logistique non conventionnelle.
And that was done by the military, but through informal trade, and the money we got was used to buy weapons.
C'est pour cette raison que les FDR survivaient en achetant, en vendant les minerais et en achetant les armes pour continuer la guerre.
That is how FDR procured weapons, by selling minerals to continue the war effort.
C'est même frais réservé pour la survie.
That same money was also used for survival.
La logistique non conventionnelle était une arme efficace pour financer la guerre des FDR.
That informal trade was very effective in financing, in funding the FDR war.
Quand on vendait ces minerais, on a acheté des vivres pour la survie des militaires qui étaient sur le champ de bataille.
That money from minerals funded the survival, the food items for soldiers who were on the front.
C'est pour cette raison que je vous confirme que les FDR travaillaient avec le gouvernement congolais.
I therefore confirm to you that FDR was doing all that in coordination with the DRC's government.
Pour financer la lutte contre le Rwanda.
In order to finance the fight against Rwanda.
Car si le gouvernement congolais ne travaille pas avec les FDR, les FDR ne survivraient plus encore.
If the government of DRC decided to stop working with the FDR would not survive at all.
De l'autre part, le gouvernement congolais fournissait des armes à FDR et des munitions pour continuer la lutte.
The DRC's military, the FRDC, provided weapons and ammunition to FDR to continue the fight.
Car les FRDC disaient qu'on doit les aider à combattre l'ennemi.
Well, the FRDC, the DRC's military, said that FDR should help them to fight the enemy.
Et que par après, il doit nous fournir les armes et les munitions pour venir combattre ici dans notre pays, ici au Rwanda.
And then afterwards, they would also give them weapons and ammunition for their own war against Rwanda.
Avant d'arriver au Rwanda, je pensais que les FDLR avaient une cause réelle pour combattre ici, dans notre pays.
Before arriving in Rwanda, I was convinced that FDLR had a real cause to fight Rwanda.
Mais dès que je suis arrivé ici, j'ai constaté que la cause des FDLR n'avait pas de fondement.
But since I arrived here, I realized that the FDLR had no reason to fight.
On a, après avoir pris la formation d'ici à Mutobo, on nous a expliqué comment notre pays s'était organisé.
After going through the training and the program here, it was explained to us
J'ai constaté que le mensonge des FDR n'avait pas fondement.
I realized that all FDR was telling us was lies without basis.
J'avais peur que j'arriverais ici, j'aurais des problèmes.
I was thinking that arriving here, I would have big problems.
Mais le pays nous a accueillis. Il nous a fourni le tout pour commencer notre vie.
But we were very well received and given all we need to start our lives.
Malgré le peu de temps que je viens de terminer la formation,
despite the short time,
on m'a accueilli dans ma famille et le pays m'a servi de prise pour survivre.
I was received in my family and the country provided me all the support.
Il m'a aidé, mon enfant pris la formation ici.
My child is studying here.
Serait ici, elle s'appelle Igiraneza Clémence.
My child is called Igiraneza Clémence and she's here.
C'est ma fille, elle a pris la formation ici, dans l'école de Mutobo.
She's my daughter and she's studying here in Mutobo, at Mutobo School.
Je remercie la commission qui m'a aidé pour que mon enfant soit accueilli ici pour suivre la formation comme les autres.
I thank the commission that allowed my daughter to be here and to study like other children.
Je remercie mon pays qui m'a accueilli. Et je remercie les visiteurs qui viennent nous visiter pour voir comment notre pays s'était organisé pour accueillir les gens qui quittent l'Est du Congo et les intègrent. Et l'enfant que vous voyez ici, sa mère est déjà décédée.
Ma fille que vous voyez ici, I'm sorry, sir. My daughter, you see here, her mother passed away.
Et le pays m'aide pour que l'enfant s'intègre dans la société.
But the country is helping me and my daughter to be integrated in the society.
Et je remercie le pays qui m'a accueilli avec mes collègues qui viennent que nous étions ici dans la 65e phase.
And for that, I'm grateful to my country.
Et je remercie le pays qui est en train de former les autres qui nous suivent dans la 76e promotion
And
phase.
I thank the country that continue to help others in the 76th phase. He finished in the 75th, and that is
C'est pourquoi
76th.
je dis à mes collègues de la 76e phase que le pays nous intègre dans la société communautaire. N'ayez pas peur, mes collègues. Le pays est notre pays.
And that is why I tell my colleagues in the 76th phase not to
N'ayez
be
pas peur
afraid.
et ayez la volonté d'appeler les autres qui restent là-bas à rester du Congo.
Not to be afraid, but rather to call others who stayed in the bushes in the Congo to come back.
Que le pays t'a aimé pour les accueillir. Et que la cause des FDR n'avait pas fondement, qu'ils viennent pour bâtir notre pays.
I tell them that the FDLR has no basis and they should return home to build the country.
Je vous remercie.
I thank you.
May I inform you, distinguished defense attachés, that the lady that you saw was living with her father and her mother in the jungles. But after the mother passed away, the lady, together with her grandmother, who is the mother to the man who just made testimonies, decided to come back to Rwanda. It's after the daughter was informed that the father had decided also to get repatriated, that the daughter came to stay here with the father. Then the father has been demobilized and reintegrated in the community, and the daughter is being looked at or taken care by the commission. So that's why he ended up saying that our country is our parent. Thank you. I think we have had fruitful discussions. I am gonna hand the microphone over to the MC to tell us the next step.
Yes, yeah, murakoze cyane. If we don't have any final question, final comment, yeah. Or if the head of delegation would want to make a closing remark. Now, this Eric here, Eric, let me tell you just a context about Eric. Eric Munyaneza was an unaccompanied child from the FDLR, Enfant Non Accompagné. We work together with the ICRC, International Committee of the Red Cross. We always work in very close partnership in terms of family tracing. We have been tracing his family since 2013. Until today, unfortunately, we have not succeeded together with the ICRC to find any relative from his family. So that's why Eric is part of the community, part of RDRC life, and he's going through his education, and once he's of age and completes his education, he will be able to get on with his life like any other citizen here in Rwanda. So he's been a very good boy since then, and he's really carrying on and very much impressive. Yeah. Of course, he's very intelligent. 1 minute. I will give you 1 minute. Yeah. I didn't know he can speak some very good English.
Thank you. I would like to ask you one question. It's a very, very crucial step to visit us in Rwanda from different countries. So that my question, I would like to ask you, what great purpose which pushes you to visit us here in Rwanda? You see, you come from the way you're from, far away from Rwanda. So I would like to ask you, what great purpose which pushes you to visit us, especially in this mobilization center. Thank you.
The Dean, maybe? The Dean, can you answer that question? The purpose of your visit, yes.
What motivated you to come here?
Thank you so much for the question. We really appreciate it. We were motivated to come here based on hearing different accounts from different parties, different publications, and it's appropriate to be able to hear, testimonies from the source, information from the source, and we really are grateful for that opportunity. So thank you again, and that's the reason we're here.
Thank you. Amusubije mugenzi wanyu yabajije ngo mbese ngo yifuza ngo kubona baturutse mu bihugu byinshi ngo yifuzaga kugira ngo kumenya mbese icyatumye bifuza kuza kubasura mwebwe kandi bakaza kubasurira hano muri iyi Mutobo. None arasubije aravuga ngo icyabateye kuza nuko bajya bumva amakuru menshi, babwirwa amakuru menshi, bagasoma no mu binyamakuru ibintu byinshi bijyanye wenda na FDLR cyangwa ibiki, bifuje rero kugira ngo baze hano babibonere, noneho babone n'amakuru y'imvaho, be kugendera ku byo babwirwa gusa, kuko babwirwa amakuru n'abantu banyuranye, bagasoma ibitabo binyuranye cyangwa ibinyamakuru binyuranye. Bifuje rero kuza kwifatira amakuru y'imvaho atanzwe namwe ubwanyu, nicyo cyabazanye. Mwabaha amashyi. Mwabashyiraho kamurari, ariko kamurari we. Before we go for a group photo, I would like to take this opportunity to once again and sincerely thank you on behalf of the Council of Commissioners and the whole or the entire management team. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for visiting this Mutobo. You have got first-hand information as to how Rwanda is implementing DDR as a non-military approach. We are always crossing fingers and praying to God that God helps us or assists us so that all members of FDRR can get repatriated, so that even the budget that we are spending in different activities can be either given to them or help us in development activities. So mine is to appeal on each and every one of us to help us so that the FDLR is dismantled and come back to Rwanda. So that is actually my wish and my final word. Once again, thank you, thank you. I think now we can go for a group photo. God bless you.
We'll be right back. wewe umura imeze neza mu ifoto nta foto nta cyaba ajya mu ifoto iriya video mwakoraga kuri ufate interview batujyana